Interim relief for T Nagar shop owners. The Supreme Court permits de-sealing of 26 shops in the run-up to Pongal. Asks the Madras High Court to give its verdict in the case. A 25-year-old woman from Andhra Pradesh who had come to Chennai for treatment is murdered in Mogappair. The cops suspect an unidentified man who used to frequent a place. The DMK to hold its General Council meet on the 3rd of February. Will Kanimozhi's elevation be on the agenda?
The big political question would be whether the DMK's General Council would reward DMK's Rajya Sabha MP, MK Kanimozhi, by giving her some kind of elevation.
From an energy conservation campaign by saying no to yellow bulbs to fisher folk parting with 10% of their income and making appeals to 3 women chief ministers, the anti-nuke protesters plan a slew of novel measures from Thursday.
Chief Minister has been demanding certain help. Prime Minister doesn't want to open his mouth.
Centre's interministerial team visits Kadalur to review the damage caused by Cyclone Thane. The panel to brief Chief Minister Jayalalitha on its findings tomorrow. Amma shot in the arm for the textile industry. Grants 9 crore for a textile park in Tamil Nadu. The Chief Minister responds to farmers' pleas from Tirupur and Karur districts. Orders the release of water from the Amravati Dam tomorrow. 54,000 acres to be irrigated. Condolences pour in from across the political spectrum for BJP leader Sukumaran Nambiar as he is laid to rest.
Contribute of the expansion of the party in Tamil Nadu. At the same time, he contributes in national level also as a treasurer.
Hello, and you're watching Headlines Now with me, Madhu. Women being targeted constantly. A 25-year-old woman is the latest victim. Her throat slit at her own home in Mogappair. The details will be with you in just a bit. More coming up over the next half hour. Before that, a quick look at the national headlines. After Sharad Pawar sets a deadline for the Congress to decide seat sharing for civic polls in Mumbai, Congress not pressured by Pawar's deadline. Authorities in Lucknow and Noida are getting ready to cover statues of the Chief Minister Mayawati and the BSP symbol, the elephant, on the orders of the Election Commission. The Supreme Court says Rajesh Talwar will remain on bail but has to appear before the trial court on February 4th. The Supreme Court committee monitoring the state of night shelters for the poor in the winter has criticized the states for not doing enough to protect the homeless. The Kangra Valley, Himachal Pradesh experiences the heaviest snowfall in decades. The Srinagar-Jammu highway remains blocked, but power situation improves slightly. At NDTV Business Leadership Award, Shah Rukh Khan has now started doing business from his head instead of his heart. When struggling Team India is criticized for not practicing enough in Australia, now comes news that some members of the team went out karting today. In a relief to Chennai shop owners, Supreme Court today permitted de-sealing of 26 shops in the busy Ranganathan Street in T Nagar at Chennai. These shops were sealed by the corporation due to violations. Shop owners approached court seeking de-sealing due to Pongal sales. Supreme Court ordered de-sealing and asked the High Court to decide the case.
கடைகள் திறப்பது இன்று மாலை 5 மணிக்கு தான் எங்களுக்கு அந்த ஆர்டர் காப்பி கையிலே வரும். அதில் எந்த உத்தரவு பிறப்பித்திருக்கிறார்கள், ஒன்று நாங்களே திறந்து கொள்வதா அல்லது அந்த சிஎம்டி அதிகாரிகள் மாநகராட்சி அதிகாரிகள் சீல் வைத்தவர்கள் அவர்கள் நோட்டீஸ் மூலமாக திறந்து தருவார்களா என்பது நாங்கள் அறியவில்லை. அது தீர்ப்பு எப்படி இருக்கிறதோ அதை நாங்கள் ஏற்றுக்கொள்வோம்.
கடந்த 3 மாசமா நாங்கள் கடை மூடி இருந்தோம். இதுக்கு ஏகப்பட்ட வட்டி வாங்கி ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு கடை மூடி ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டுட்டு இருந்தோம். இப்போ சுப்ரீம் கோர்ட் ஆர்டரில் ஒரு 6 வாரம் கடை திறக்கலாம்னு சொல்லி இதானதுக்கு எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சியாக
இருக்குது. வேலை இல்லாமல் ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு இருந்தோம். சும்மா கையில் வச்சு இப்போ பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். இப்போ ஆர்டர் வந்தாலும் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்கும். நிறையா பாதிக்கப்பட்டோம். சம்பளம் நல்லா வந்துட்டு குடும்பம் சந்தோஷமாக இந்த ஊருக்கு நல்லா காசு அனுப்பியிருந்தோம். இப்போ ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டோம். ஆனால் இப்போ ஒரு அளவுக்கு ஆர்டர் வந்தாலும் சந்தோஷமாக இருக்கு. இன்னும் நாளைக்கு தோணுனா இன்னும் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷப்படும்.
A 25-year-old woman from Andhra Pradesh was murdered mysteriously today at her apartment in Mogappair. There was no sign of forcing in and entering, nor that this crime is a murder for gain case. Cops have made note of an unidentified man who used to frequently visit her residence. The woman was found dead with her throat slit. Investigations are on to nab the murderer. DMK in Tamil Nadu will have General Council meet on the 3rd of February where many issues will be looked into. The big question is whether Kanimozhi will be awarded with a plum post in the party.
The DMK will have its General Council meeting on the 3rd of February in Chennai. In fact, I am outside the DMK's headquarters, the Anna Arivalayam, and party sources tell us that 3 important subjects could actually dominate this particular meeting on the 3rd. Topping the list would be the DMK's organizational elections within the party to elect new members to all positions from the bottom to the top slot. And many say the party wants to bring about some changes, and those points would be placed before the General Council for approval. So those amendments are likely to dominate this particular meeting. And secondly, sources tell us that the party would discuss ways and means to bring in more members, to induct new members into the party. This could be by organizing special enrollment drives and also by organizing camps to make sure those in the party already, their membership is renewed. And thirdly, many say that the party's audit committee report would also be placed before the General Council. This would give a clear picture about the overall expenses of the party over the last financial year, and this would be placed before the General Council for its approval. But the big political question would be whether the DMK's General Council would reward DMK's Rajya Sabha MP, MK Kaniboli, by giving her some kind of elevation within the party. In fact, ever since Kaniboli was arrested as an accused in the 2G Spectrum scam, many in the party have been arguing that she was undergoing this trouble for the sake of the party, and the party has to suitably reward her. And the day the courts granted bail for Kaniboli, Karunanidhi, her father, had clarified that this is something he cannot take a call on individually, but the party has to decide. So the big question would be whether the General Council would elevate Kaniboli's position within the party, and all political analysts will be keenly watching every development on that day. In Chennai with camera person Anand, Sam Daniel for NDTV.
The anti-nuclear protests continue from an energy conservation campaign by saying no to yellow bulbs to fisher folk parting with 10% of their income and making appeals to 3 women chief ministers. Anti-nuke protesters plan a slew of novel measures from Thursday.
The project took almost 23 years to build, and we don't expect them to close it down in 1 week's time. We continue the struggle. Our people are getting more and more educated. Now, as a matter of fact, the issue has become a national, not only a national issue, international issue. So all over the country, as we continue the struggle, more and more people are getting educated, informed, and that is exactly precisely what we want. Let it continue, let people discuss, let people debate, people understand, people watch, people take sides, and let's have a national debate instead of signing secret agreement with Russia, secret agreement with America. That secrecy cannot and should not take place in a democratic country like India. Chief Minister has been demanding certain help. Prime Minister doesn't want to open his mouth. Now the Thane cyclone relief, he doesn't say a word.
The Centre's panel that has been reviewing the situation to access damages and relief after the cyclone Thane hit the Tamil Nadu coastline visited Kadalur today as well. The team interacted with the affected people and got first-hand account of the damage. In their interaction with people whose houses got damaged, the team collected particulars on the extent of compensation needed to take up repair works. Coming up on the other side of this short break, we'll be bringing you all the national news. Stay tuned in and don't touch that remote.